If you're a Canadian, it's a good day to be a pothead. If you're an investor, it's a good day to find some opportunity, but it's important to know what makes a quality weed stock versus a not so quality weed stock, and we're here to talk about it. So light up that bowl, grab some munchies, and let's get started.
Vinha aqui na favela.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad and I'm your host. I find success in trading over-the-counter stocks. That's how I earn my living. And so I've created a community. It's called WeTradeHQ.com. Absolutely free for you to join. I encourage you to check out the links in the description below if you're looking to maybe make a little bit of money in the stock market or do what I do and do it full time. So check it out. Again, it's WeTradeHQ.com. The links are in the description below. I highly encourage you to check that out. So if you guys are involved in my mentorship in the mornings where I go live, you guys know that we've talked about this morning already about weed stocks and what the cannabis industry is doing and how it affects you as the investor. And we saw this morning when the stock market opened up that it didn't. It didn't affect anybody. None of these weed stocks went crazy. And the reason is because the stock market is so diluted with all of these cannabis stocks. Everybody wants a piece of that pie, right? So it's so easy. We had plenty of people within our group and outside of our group, maybe just coming in as a first-time investor and just buying a weed stock simply because they were weed stocks. And without doing any due diligence, people just bought into it because it says, well, we're a cannabis stock. We have farms. We're harvesting like crazy. It's going to be great. We're going to make millions of dollars. We're going to make you rich. We're going to be rich. Everybody's going to be happy. But the thing is that you have to understand it's called hype. There's a thing called hype. People whisper whatever the flavor of the month is or the flavor of the season, and people go nuts over it. And it's important to find a quality stock and not deviate from your due diligence and your plan simply because a stock says they're getting into the cannabis industry. We saw this last year, right, with the crypto craze. Anybody mentioned or whispered or even sneezed the word cryptocurrency and people were all over it, and it didn't matter how or what the share structure of that company was, how much in debt they were. Companies that have mounds of debt, convertible debt, right, that dump shares onto you, are going to say stuff like that to get you to buy in there so they can just continue to dump shares on you. And then the only person that ends up hurt at the end of the day is you. The company's happy because they mentioned whatever was hot at the time or played the hype on you because you just bought simply because they said, oh, we're getting into the weed industry. La-di-da, okay? Everybody's getting into the weed industry. So it's up to you to make sure that you still have that discipline to stick to your plan, do the due diligence that we've laid out for you, look at the chart and make sure that, you know, it's not downtrending, make sure that it's liquid, make sure that, you know, there hasn't been any kind of preload or front loading, anything like that. Make sure that you still follow the steps no matter what the company says that they are doing. Do your own due diligence, be confident in your trades. If you're trading into something that you don't understand, that's always going to be a recipe for disaster. And overall, just stick with your plan. Sticking with a plan is so important, and it doesn't matter where the hype is at, guys. We saw, you know, within my mentorship in the morning, how, and I always call them the usual suspects. There's cannabis stocks out there every day. They're throwing some sort of press release out for people to see on the news. And really the only tactic there is just to get people to continue to see that ticker in their face. When really all the PR, the press release that came out had nothing to do with the company itself. It was just an industry-wide newsletter that went out that was just related to the cannabis industry. It had nothing to do with what the company was doing. And we saw 5 different companies do that in a row. We're looking at our news feed within Equity Feed. I love Equity Feed. That's the platform that I use. And we were looking through the same 5 companies put out the same article at the same time. They do this all the time, guys. So you have to be aware. And those stocks are crap. They're completely bloated. They have mounds of debt. The share structure is gigantic, but because they saw something that was weed related, they just happened to throw it out there. It's crazy to me because press releases, they cost money, right? So these companies are really just throwing money out the door because they want to put something out that's related, that's weed related. They're playing to your emotion. And that's the other side of this coin, right? To not play into that emotion. So what I'm getting at, guys, is that it's so easy to fall into that trap of, hey, we're getting into weed industry, invest in us because we have a huge farm and we're about to harvest all this weed. I want you to not follow that crowd. I want you to be able to say, okay, maybe there's something here, but take a step back and create a plan. That's what we're about here at Own the Chaos, and my mentorees, my students, if you want to call them that, they have learned to take a step back and not make reactionary decisions just because a company comes out and says, hey, this is what we're doing. You have to have that plan, look and do your own due diligence, have those fundamentals in place, look at the chart, make sure that it's a solid entry, and then execute. And before you even execute, understanding that you already have an exit plan. So that's the importance here. Yes, it's a very exciting time for the cannabis industry. No, you shouldn't be buying into a stock just because they're saying get into cannabis. Very important to understand that. Do not react based off of your own emotions just because you think that you got something there. Know that you got something. And that starts with having a plan, constructing your own due diligence, and then being confident in that trade and understanding exactly what you're getting into and knowing how to get out. If you have that in place, I'd say you're in good shape, but that doesn't just revolve around cannabis, right? It's no matter what you're trading. So my best opinion on what I would do when it comes to playing hype plays such as this is to make sure that you treat it just like any other stock or any other trade that you would do on a normal basis. It's exciting, I get it, but you have to rein yourself in, back that bus up, and still stick to what it is that that's made you so successful up to this point. So, with that said, guys, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time to check out my channel. If you're visiting this channel for the first time, I appreciate your subscription. If you'd like to look forward to more quality content such as this, and we like to have a little bit of fun here and there as well. I do have a live stream that I do on Sunday nights. It's called Stock Watch Sunday, where you'll get to view some of the stocks that I'm watching out for in the beginning of the week. And also smash that like button if you're looking to support my channel even further. I certainly would appreciate it. If you're looking to step up your trading career and want to surround yourself around like-minded individuals that are seeing success and celebrating success just like everyone else, please click the links in the description. And that is all I've got for you guys today. So as always, I will see you all before the bell, and B. Smith is out. If you're a Canadian, it's a good day to be a pothead. If you are, I can't even say it seriously.